Animation is one of the most endearing genres in cinema, and even the lower-rated movies have a big fan club. DreamWorks has always created beautiful animated stories that capture the audience's imagination with compelling characters, enjoyable plotlines, and gorgeous visuals. While some movies like How to Train Your Dragon and Chicken Run have received rave reviews, others have not fared so well. Rotten Tomatoes aggregates both critic and audience reviews, providing audiences with a balanced view of how a movie connects with audiences. Of all the 46 DreamWorks movies, 24 have been certified fresh on the site, but 11 have gotten less than satisfactory ratings. These are the lowest rated DreamWorks movies. Number 10, Madagascar. Madagascar took fans on an amazing journey when animals in captivity let curiosity get the better of them. Alex the lion, king of his Central Park Zoo in New York City, decides to escape from the zoo on his birthday with his friends Marty the zebra, Melman the giraffe, and Gloria the hippo. Knowing other animals are planning to escape to Antarctica, Marty and his friends have found the perfect time to leave their coddled zoo life. Madagascar had some high points. The movie featured cute characters, endlessly quotable dialogue, and compelling storylines. However, most viewers found the humor lackluster and the storylines uninspired. The voice acting by Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, David Schwimmer, and Jada Pinkett Smith were highlights, but the movie only got average reviews thanks to Madagascar's uninspired plot. Number 9, The Boss Baby. DreamWorks spun something new with an old concept in The Boss Baby. 7-year-old Tim's life is turned upside down when a new baby enters his household. What's even stranger is that the baby arrives in a taxi, replete with a suitcase and suit. The Boss Baby is also on a mission to explain the declining love for babies and the increased love for puppies, but the movie never confirms whether any of it is real or if this situation is only in Tim's imagination. Alec Baldwin steals the show as the titular baby, and The Boss Baby boasts a fun concept. However, the plot is pretty thin and is never fully developed into a compelling or gripping story. The Boss Baby would have been great as a short film, in some critics' opinions, as the concept felt too stretched to keep audiences entertained for 97 minutes. Number 8, Home. Home teaches viewers many lessons about empathy, tolerance, and kindness, but it's solely aimed at a very young audience. The DreamWorks picture explores a world where Earth has been conquered by an alien race called the Boov, who have moved Earth's population to another planet. Tip, a young girl, gets left behind and meets O, an outcasted but creative Boov. What ensues is a sweet friendship between Chip and O, as they set out to look for Tip's displaced mother, Lucy. Jim Parsons, Rihanna, and Steve Martin shine as the main characters of Home, and the animation is creative and colorful. While not unpleasant to watch, the misfit trope has been done too many times, and for critics, Home felt like nothing new. Number 7, B-Movie. Pinned by Jerry Seinfeld, B-Movie has one of the most unique DreamWorks premises, but that was also the movie's downfall. Barry B. Benson, also voiced by Seinfeld, is a fresh B graduate looking ahead at a future of working in the honey factory his whole life. A chance encounter with human florist Vanessa changes his views on humans and bees when he realizes that humans consume honey at will. Barry aims to change the course of nature by suing humans for bee exploitation. While the story is compelling, Barry's weird romance with Vanessa takes the audience out of the narrative completely. Instead of an amusing, comforting watch, audiences found B-Movie's plot incredibly cringe-worthy. Number 6, The Road to El Dorado. The Road to El Dorado is a gorgeously animated movie that depicts a beautiful world where two con men, Miguel and Julio, end up by accident. These two win a map to El Dorado in Spain and hitch a ride on the explorer Cortez's ship. When Miguel and Julio reach the New World, they are mistaken as gods, resulting in a whirlwind adventure. Despite its beautiful visuals, The Road to El Dorado suffered because its characters weren't fleshed out or fully developed. As such, audiences had a hard time connecting with the characters, their adventure, or the new world. What did shine were the 6 Elton John songs and the rousing Hans Zimmer soundtrack, but it wasn't enough to save the film. Some audiences even noted that The Road to El Dorado relied on the white savior trope, so its low ratings are really no surprise. Number 5, Spirit Untamed. The second theatrical film release of the Spirit franchise, Spirit Untamed, got immense publicity before its release with an unreleased Taylor Swift song in its trailer. However, the story of young Fortuna Lucky Esperanza Navarro Prescott, whose life changes when she meets a kindred soul, a horse named Spirit, doesn't resonate with as many people as it should have. While younger audiences will love the story of a girl and her horse, adult audiences will long for a sophisticated adventure that the movie does not give. This movie also belongs to a niche genre, which will only be appreciated by those who harbor a love for all things equine. It was a nice but forgettable continuation of the franchise. Number 4, The Boss Baby, Family Business. Returning to the Templeton family, Tim is now all grown up in The Boss Baby, Family Business. In this Boss Baby sequel, Ted and Tim have grown apart but are destined to come back together when they find out that Ted's daughter is also a boss baby herself. They team up together to bring down a wicked principal. Head-spinningly fast-paced, Family Business would only appeal to young audiences. It also gets unnecessarily complicated with several underdeveloped storylines. The Boss Baby, Family Business could have been streamlined to improve on the original, but it unfortunately didn't. Alec Baldwin's performance remained funny, but the rest of the plot and cast couldn't support him too well. Number 3, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. Packed with star power, Brad Pitt and Catherine Zeta-Jones lead Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. Sinbad travels on his ship with his dog, his crew, and Marina to recover the Book of Peace from God Osiris and save a prince from his death. The adventure was thrilling, but somehow, it never reached the peak that audiences were expecting it to. However, even if Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas bombed at the box office, people have come to appreciate the movie more recently. The animation and action sequences were liked from the beginning, but the movie couldn't honor the Arab origins of the story, which made its ratings dip. Number 2, Shrek the Third. The Shrek franchise has a very dedicated fandom, but the third installment of the series couldn't match up to the first two movies. Memorable, witty, relevant, and full of hilarious pop culture references, Shrek and Shrek 2 captured imaginations like no other, but Shrek the Third became entirely forgettable. Artie and Merlin were forgettable characters, and even the animation was not as bright and beautiful as the previous two installments. This was a disappointing entry in an iconic franchise that birthed instantly memorable characters like Donkey and Puss in Boots. Without the signature Shrek humor, Shrek the Third ended up as the second lowest rated DreamWorks movie of all time. And number 1, the lowest rated DreamWorks movie of all time that came out in 2004, was Shark Tale. Shark Tale follows little Oscar, a small fish in a large ocean, who lies about killing a shark to gain his 15 minutes of fame. Unfortunately, the shark mob comes for Oscar as vengeance for killing one of them. The Columbus Citizens Foundation criticized the shark's characterization, explaining that their Italian names promoted negative stereotypes of Italian Americans, making Shark Tale one of the less popular DreamWorks movies. Additionally, Oscar was a pretty unlikable protagonist, and the film's pop culture references were more aimed at adults than they were at children. While Shark Tale still has its high points, namely its cast and humor, it fell flat with critics.